Let's see. So I'm live. Cool. I just need to go to YouTube. And pull up the stream. Yes, I know my analytics suck. But that's okay. Life happens. I'm just going to enjoy myself. Tweet this out. Where's the pound sign? How do the Twitter emojis not have hearts? They have the poo emoji, but they don't have hearts. Okay, cool. Whatever. Cool. All right. So hopefully people will drop by. If not, this will be a very short stream, but you never know. You never know. I might shoot an invite just because I can. But knowing most people, they're probably busy getting ready for work, which is completely understandable. Snowball. That should have fixed it. That should fix the mic. I just switched it back to the snowball. It should fix it. Just waiting for a response because I need to know if my mic's working. Or I can just turn on my phone. I can just turn on my phone and see if it's working. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Let me see. 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 Let's see. Okay. It's working. Okay, it's working. Cool. Cool. No, what I'm about to talk about is something that I found very weird in the Star Wars fan base because I had to make when my mic was cut off. I had to make this disclaimer because this has to do with yes, I'm blocked, of course. I'm going to show you why I got blocked. I'm going to show you why I got blocked. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm about to show you something ridiculously funny. Because the dude blocked me after I called him out on this. And I had to make a disclaimer at the beginning of this because this has to do with trans rights and them using a particular character that I don't think is necessarily acceptable to use for trans rights. And I had to make a disclaimer saying, I don't care if you're trans. This has nothing to do with the topic of trans rights. It has everything to do with the character that they used to promote trans rights. And I think once you see what what was posted, because I retweeted this, I talked about this. I think that it was absolutely disgusting. You're going to think the same thing. So I'm going to share my screen. Share my screen right here. Go over here. And then I'm going to go over here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to do something different real quick. I'm going to take a screen cap of it. I'm going to take a screen cap of it, and then I'm going to post it because I don't want my private messages to get out there. So, oh, there it is. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay. Give me a second. Share screen. Share screen. Share. And we're going to go over here. Right here by a Twitter user named Geeky Waffle. And on this Giving Tuesday, consider donating to trans rights, our human rights. This is the way. Benefiting the amazing Trans Law Center. And as you can see right here, they're using Baby Yoda. Now, you see why I have to give that disclaimer that I don't care if you're trans, but this kind of thing right here is really kind of questionable. It's really kind of questionable. And the dude, when I looked him up on Twitter, like if I go over here and I click on Geeky Waffle, he blocked me. And I'm not surprised that the dude blocked me, to be honest with you. I'm really seriously not surprised that the dude blocked me. And when people do that, they know that they're in the wrong and they just don't care. Because you could use Yoda. You know, I don't know why you would use any Star Wars character because you're bringing yourself up to a lot of legal situations when you use, things that you're not legally allowed to use. Not used as a parody like Drunk 3PO, not used in any transformative way, but just, using the artwork as a way to promote your cause. Now, again, like I stated, Disney might actually not give a crap because of how weird they are. But overall, using Baby Yoda just leaves a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. It really does. And the reason it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth is because I've heard from so many LGBT people that they already have an issue with the stigma of, kitty diddling. They already have issues with that stigma. Why are you encouraging it even more? And I know of trans people that don't necessarily agree with transitioning children. So why are you allowing this type of thing to be promoted? You have to be so broken up in the head to actually think this is an acceptable thing to promote. It has nothing to do with, whether you're black, white, gay, straight, trans, none of that. But they'll make it seem like it has everything to do with it because all they see is, oh, you're talking bad about trans people. No, not really. Not really. I'm talking bad about social justice and how they're using everything popular to promote social justice. They just are. And it's really bothering me. I don't like it. But it's like, it doesn't make me mad. Well, I mean, stuff like that makes me mad. But it more along the lines is just simply having the complete idiocy or ignorance, I don't know what you would call it, but the complete ignorance to not know that using a baby, fictional or otherwise, to promote transitioning, which involves lopping off body parts, you don't see an issue with that? Am I the only person who sees an issue with it? It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. I know I'm not the only person who thinks this way because I know that nobody, even people who think that transitioning kids, which I'm not sure if I know of any people, but even if there were, that people that I've talked to, I think everyone with a rational brain would be like, no, you don't transition babies. And that's the kind of feeling it gives me when they do stuff like this, when you have Baby Yoda as your symbol of trans rights. You could have easily used regular Yoda. He's an adult. But you used Baby Yoda. And that kind of makes you a little bit suspicious, a little bit suspect. I have no issues. Whatever you choose to do in the privacy of your home, whatever you choose to do in regards to in regards to your body, what you do, what you don't do, that's your choice. But you have to be an adult to make those decisions. That's the only thing I have to say. Be an adult to make those decisions. That's it. That's it. Other than that, I don't really care. Why would I? You're not affecting me. You're not affecting anybody else. You're not doing anything to harm me. So why in the world would I give a darn if you do stuff to your body. I don't. That's between you and God. It's not between me. My job as a human being is to love people and treat them with respect as best as I can, which is why I have no issue with Kiri Howard. I have no issue with Giovanna. I have no issue with Jarl of SWAT. I have no issue with the LGBT. I follow and I'm friends with a bunch of people in the LGBT. Do I have my personal views? Of course I do. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. I have my views. But my views do not dictate if I'm friends with somebody. But as you can see, right here, if you don't toe the line with these people, if you do not toe the line with these people, you can't be their friend. If you call them out for any reason, you cannot be their friend. They get butthurt whenever you call them out, and that's just that's the thing. That's the thing. I like Star Wars. I like the fact that it brings so many people together. It doesn't, like George Lucas states, doesn't matter your religion, your race, your sexuality, your beliefs. You can all come together as a Star Wars fan, and this is what it used to be about. This is not what current Star Wars is about. You can come together as a fan and still enjoy yourself. You can look at something and you can take something. Star Wars was actual art where you can interpret it. There was a main interpretation, of course, because it's a movie. There's always going to be that main interpretation. But then, like with any art piece, there's the main interpretation and there's the interpretation that you have. And then there's the interpretation that other people have. And no two people's interpretation of certain scenes outside of the actual literal I can't speak, the actual literal interpretation the artist had for it, no two interpretations are going to be the same, and that's what true art is about. That's why I agree with Become the Night that we need to keep politics out of music and politics out of movies, because when you inject politics into something, unless it's something that's already political, then like Rage Against the Machine is a political band. That's fine if you've made your stuff about that. But here's the thing. When you take something and you inject your politics into something, right or left, it doesn't matter, you are going to end up failing. You are going to end up failing hard. And people don't care if you fail. I can't tell whether to look at the screen, whether to look at my camera. I can't tell. And it's just sad. That's why I went from being a Star Wars fan, like a diehard Star Wars fan, nowhere near as diehard as like Lorena, Giovanna, Orange Hat Reviews. No, those people are like obsessed with the show. And that's great. They like the show. I like the show. But I never was doing deep dives into looking into like what the lore was about and all this other stuff. I never did that. But what I did do was I was what you would call a hardcore casual fan of the show. I liked the show. I would watch it all the time. The movie, I would watch it all the time. I would watch the Clone Wars series. I would watch all the stuff, but I didn't know like the extended universes and stuff like that. I never read any of the comic books, which I really need to get into that. But it's just one of those things where Star Wars has always played a part in my life, but people want to corrupt it. They want to corrupt it. And this is just sad. I don't know why people do the things that they do, why people do the crap that they do, but they do. But that's just part of what I wanted to talk about, because, seeing Baby Yoda promoting, trans or LGBT rights, I mean, he's a baby. He's a baby. He's not a kid. He's a literal baby. uh, but then also, Boba Fett made a return, and I think that was a pretty cool thing too. As somebody who's liked Boba Fett for his entire life, still confused as to what his role in the whole Star Wars universe is. Is he a good guy? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Which is he? I don't know. Because I actually had a conversation with Orange Hat Reviews, a passing conversation with Orange about this, and a couple of other people. We were talking about this in a thread on Twitter, in regards to the Mandalorian. So I'm going to pull this up right now. Share the screen. Share, and then we're going to go over to here where Revan X posted about Boba Fett being in the Mandalorian. And then there was this whole back and forth, can't wait for the second season, talking good things about Boba Fett. And then I brought up, I'm still confused. Is Boba Fett good? Is he bad? I've always been confused because I've only seen him where he's with where he's with the Empire, Darth Vader. I've only seen that part of Boba Fett. So I'm confused. And so Orange Hat Reviews told me Fett was never considered a villain or a good guy, not by anyone with a brain. Anyway, he was a bounty hunter that took bounties from anyone that paid. And I said, has there ever been a time where he was with the Jedi? And then Orange responded to me saying, Legacy of the Force, he trained a Jedi. And then I said, I'm curious to see or read that. And Orange said, it's a series. It happens in the later books of it. Okay. And Old Comic Books Only said, he trained Jaina Solo so that she could kill her brother. So those things of that nature confuse the heck out of me. But that's the fun part. Removed myself. You don't have to really care about whether or not you understand it. You just got to try to want to learn. And so now I'm interested in learning about this. I'm interested in figuring out, the extended universe that Kathleen Kennedy stupidly said, oh, well, we are not going to use the extended universe anymore. And then she complains about not having any content to talk about and to add to her movies when she got rid of the extended universe. Does that make sense to anyone but me? I feel like, I'm not alone in this feeling. I think I saw Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers complain about this too a few years ago. I mean, it's a very understandable complaint. It is a very understandable thing to be like, Kathleen Kennedy knows jack squat about this series. And even, Rian Johnson knows squat about this series. He knows nothing about Star Wars. If I go to Bounding into Comics right now, I'm going to go there immediately. Let's go ahead and pull up Bounding into Comics, and we're going to look at Rian Johnson Bounding into Comics. Rain Johnson Bounding into Comics. We're going to pull this up right here. And I read this on a video that I'm not sure if I even posted. But he just shows his utter utter ignorance um in regards to the movies. Because if you go over here, Ryan Johnson continues to expose his utter lack of knowledge of the Star Wars series. He knows nothing. You have people asking him questions like, did Ryan Johnson think of the title The Last Jedi? And it turns out that The Last Jedi has been all over the place, like in comic books and stuff like that. And he doesn't understand a thing about anything that's going on. Did you ever consider Anakin's ghost? And he says briefly for the tree burning scene, but Luke's relationship was with Vader, not really with Anakin, which seemed like it would complicate things more than that moment allowed. Yoda felt like the more impactful teacher for that moment. And then, of course, you have that OG Star Wars playing the scene where she's talking, where Anakin is, where Luke is specifically talking to Anakin. He's not talking to Vader. He's talking specifically to Anakin Skywalker. And that is what caused Vader to attack his master, because he knew that there was still good in him. Anakin was not fully gone from Vader's body. He knew that Anakin was still there. So why is it that difficult? Like you pick directors that don't know a dang thing about Star Wars. And when you pick directors that don't know a thing about Star Wars, you tend to ruin it for the fans. You can still have something new. You can still have something new and still have something, you can still have something new. You can still bring the newer fan base in. But then you have to think of the older fans too. I don't understand why that's a difficult thing. I just don't. And for me, it's just ridiculous. But now nobody's watching, which is fine. I'm talking into the ether. But I've said my piece. Really, I've said my piece in terms of what I think of the current state of Star Wars. And yeah. Star Wars, as of this point in time, is pretty screwed. I don't want it to be that way. I don't like it to be that way. But as long as they keep Kathleen Kennedy and she keeps siphoning out the money, Star Wars is screwed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I think that might be just about it, because I'm not talking to anybody. People have left, which, okay, is fine. People are busy. It's 9:25 in the evening here in Ohio, so I don't expect people to really be here for a live stream, especially when there are, probably other people streaming. People are probably at work. I know Lady Tariel's at work, and people are busy. Completely fine. But I wanted to get my opinion on Star Wars out there, how the new fans are using Star Wars to promote things, and they're not really thinking about it, how Disney themselves don't know how in the world to handle this property. They just don't. And so when you don't know how to handle the property, what are you going to do? You're going to just throw it up in the air and you're going to hope that anything that you say sticks, which that's not how it works. I personally think that people need to just leave politics out of their stuff. You can catch more flies with honey than oil and vinegar. And if you leave politics out of your stuff, it'll make life a whole lot more fun. It just will. But guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the stream. If you watched it, you guys are awesome. This is Gabe of Happy Bloodfish Productions saying, if you liked this, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Comment down below, tell me what you think. Subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to hear more of my stuff. This is Gabe of Happy Bloodfish Productions signing off saying take care and God bless. Peace out, everybody.